And with that, I'm figuring out a new way of doing everything because the amount of power I'm consuming and the amount of like all these combinators is just driving it right up the wall. So here's what I got so far. I've got this little section here. Okay, so this is the brain that activates all the rest of this. Okay, and this is what dictates. Oh, sorry. Okay, so let's go one by one. So this activates all the rest of this, determines what it's crafting, everything. This over here determines what it needs inside of this requester warehouse. Okay, and like only requests whenever it actually needs items. So it doesn't. It's not always requesting an item as soon as a few items are already used up. Uh, It determines what it needs, what it's outputting, how often it outputs. That's the lock for that. I think, yeah. And I've made it in a way where I can easily include beacons and stuff like that. The only thing with this is that it hasn't got the liquid version of it, which I still got to determine. Because, like, see all this extra combinator stuff? Okay, this has nowhere near as many combinators as all this. Alright, so what I'm thinking of doing is I'm setting up different versions. So this one handles liquids and stuff, and see how it doesn't have any um, anything it's crafting. It's because the setup like this is meant to be have it what it's crafting set by this brain over here, and it's just going to craft a whole bunch of the item whenever it gets low of the item. So it just switches from item to item to item. Never. And it shouldn't overlap too much. Like, I'll probably need to make a few phases. So, like, the one that's making motors and one that's making gears. Otherwise, it's gonna overlap and everything. Like, what I do have as well is a crafter that I've worked on that'll craft all the different steps and everything. I guess I could do something like that as well. On a major scale, just do this at the beginning. That's interesting. That's an interesting thought right there. I decide what I need, okay, and each part crafts what is determined. That's nice. Good work. Good work. However, right now, okay, what I want to do is make a brain for all of this. Okay, and reshape it, resize it, and hopefully this will fix my tick problems with my game, because the game's not going anywhere near as fast as it should be. Oh, I'm great with the productivity modules and speed modules and everything, but even my creative world is affected. But then again, I've got that many. I can't see. I've got that many combinators in here that's not working, so that's possibly the reason why. So it's working it out for itself and everything. It's all over the place. But these don't have signals running through them just yet. And, I don't know if cutting power to them does anything exactly. Either way, the power problem should help. Okay, so I want to create a brain area. So let's just grab spare blueprint, and I've got a whole lot of useless items in there. Okay, so I want that. I don't want these, and I don't want modules. Let's grab that. So separate section. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, and let's remove this. So this is what I have to play with in here. Well, less than that. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have removed that. That had the I can't put it anywhere but inside the square, otherwise it connects things up. That's not meant to be. And see how it's set everything? So that's all in motion right there. If I do that now, that should all stop. What was wrong here? That's weird. Oh wait. There we go, turned it off. I guess I was running low on a bit of everything. Not too sure on how I tripped it up, but either way, I've got to figure out the long one. Alright. So I got to make a command that'll contain this area here. Okay, and I can set all the different materials up in there. For this, we're just going to use basic one. Alright. I've got to plan this out. So we're going to have a bunch of combinators. All different items in there. Okay, so we're going to have things like gears, okay, motors, plastic, all the things that I need to craft, okay? And then things that I want different amounts of, say modules. That I'll have like these. And like these ones as well. Okay, so I want different levels of thresholds for these. So say that I did so for something like this, I would say about 5,000 threshold. And then this one, say 2,000. Same for this one, 2,000. Stuff like this. Then you come across this one, 1,000. And then you come across something like this, so I would want what? Let's just say 50. Not even 50, like... You know what? Scratch that, get rid of these ones. Okay, this one I would just want 50. Okay, because that one I can make some total sum parts of. Alright, so I would use that other crafting solution to do that. 1 second, let's grab that. Now the difference between all the other crafting solutions and this one is this one crafts each particular part related to it. So I just put how many I want on the end there. It'll just keep on crafting until that command is met. So I could set that up for this as well. Either way, so we're going to have differing levels of items. And the thing is, I'm going to need to set it up so it runs at a certain percentage and stuff. But I have to figure this out. Alright, so we'd have a whole bunch of combinators down here. Okay, connect all this up. Hmm. So what we would say, I don't know, each equal 500 each input count, and just copy that across. So rather than having a bunch of these for every single one of these setups, we'd have a bunch of these just for each one of these steps. So like 1,000. Okay, then we'd have 2,000. Actually, there's probably an easier way to do this. Put a bunch of colors in here. Alright, and we just say each equal to each color. Okay, connect them up with green wires. Okay, let's start off with 10, 50, 500, 1,000, 5,000. $10,000. I don't know. I don't know from here on out. Just leave those as ones for now. Just trying to think, how would I go about this? Could go about it this way. I think I'm gonna have to do that. Alright, red, green, blue, yellow, purple, cyan, white. Black. Wow. Right, copy these settings across. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Input count doesn't change it, does it? No, gotta make it 1. Alright, so then I would connect red up to all of these. So all these signals are going through to all of them. And I need to remove that blood signal. So let's remove all this, don't need that anymore. Okay, and this is just doing all the work on this, but every single one of them that I would set up. So even all the different hydro ones and all the different ones, the blasting ones and everything, it's doing all the work on this. So it's saving me in the long run. It's not taking up as much. Alright. Okay, and let's just move this combinator up to here. It's upsetting that I can't just click and drag things along. Alright, so that's giving it the colors. Now, I don't think the colors are involved with any of the rest of this. And we would be grabbing the data. Oh, wait, first of all, let's get some power going through to everything. Should supply power. That should be gaining the data from something like, let's say one of these. And where does the data go in? It goes in on that level. So just link all these up, doesn't matter. Okay, and so this is going to be filtering everything out from the logistics network into areas that I want it to be. I actually need to make room because this is going to get in the way. Let's just do that quickly. Fix up proper power later on. Right, from there, we're going to have, we've got to work out percentages, rather. Alright, so this is going to do a lot of working out. I don't need to do. Okay, so we're grabbing the data from here. That's it. Oh no, is it the middle ones? Oh, I changed over the wires to green. That's what's confusing me. Okay, so we bring that down to here. I'm gonna say each times 100 set each. Okay, so we've got to be converting these into percentages by having 2 arithmetics. Right, this coming down here with a red one coming across there. And we're going to say each divided by So that one's red, so we're going to say divided by red, output each. Okay, and I think it doesn't matter about the colors after this, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. Okay, let's just take a copy of this. Okay, connect these two up. This one up, and I think that's all I need to do, really. So I can just do this along here. Right, and I just got to set these up for the different colors. So green, blue, yellow, pink, am I missing a color? Oh, I'm missing grey. I might just set that up quickly, just for the sake of having everything. So just copy that across. It's back onto grey. And this one's black. So this should each equals red. And nothing's okay. Ah, that's right, because I got nothing to add into them. So let's grab. I need a storage chest. This in that area there. I'm gonna put these all in there. Okay, stuff like the footfall there. Alright, so this is matching up with that. So as you can see, it has an input signal of 1.1 million and is outputting to 22k. Alright, and is that right? Okay, yes. Let's quickly. Alright, so what did I have that set to? I had that set to 50, so let's put 50 in there. This is bloody annoying. Alright, so that's 50 in there. Okay, now it's saying 100. What is going on is that I've converted all these into percentages. Now this I can feed into skipped one there. This all I can feed into one of my threshold lowers. Threshold lower. Okay, we're gonna say 25, 100. Or actually, let's make that 50. Right, and we can remove that. So we hook the red signal up to there. Ooh, is this going to play havoc by having all the colored signals in there? I think. Now, do I have a... I think I've got a filter blacklist here. But let's blacklist the colors. I'm not too sure on how this works. Alright, so I tell this to multiply by 2g. Okay, and this only lets things through that is less than 0. That doesn't make sense. Greater than 2g. Sorry, less than 2g. Oh, sorry. Let's make that 1g. Less 1g and greater than. I think this will work. Oh. Alright, and so what's going to happen is the signal is going to double when it comes out there. So we're going to grab this. Okay. Each divided by 2. So I didn't work out my blacklist filter that well. Connect that up to there. So everything divided by 2 after it's been multiplied by 2. Oh, I think that will work very nicely. Alright, now we use the... What's it? Because it's going to mess up with all the other limited parts I got here. So I've got green, red, blue, and stuff like that going through all of this. I guess I could change it all to letters. Hell, why not? Just change it to letters. Right, move this back in place. Come over here. Okay, get rid of this. Alright, so we're going to be changing green to A. Okay. UR100. No, A. 100. And red to B. UR50. Okay, so I gotta just pay attention to what I'm doing here. Green to A. Red to B. Is it red here? Okay, we're gonna make you C. You are C. Let's remove these two. Alright, awesome. So that's giving me the limiter. I don't have to worry about colors then, I think. Okay, so colors will come out this end. I don't have to worry about it going through the whole system. Now the only other thing I have to do is make a connection from up there down to there. So we're going for the red signal from there to there, then this going down to here, and this we're saying each does not equal 0, output each 1. So this way it knows to initially craft the stuff that it needs to craft. Okay, that is not working the way I thought it would. Did I pick the right one? No, that's upper. Ah, my bad. This one I was looking for. Okay, this one is A. Let's just paste another one down. Yeah, that was my bad anyway. So B and C. So it was detecting everything that wasn't over the limit. That's why I was having trouble. I think this one's just much more simple. And we're going to grab that. Put up. Right, now this should work as expected. So this should be outputting a signal of 1 of everything that I haven't got in the system yet. Alright, and see how it's not outputting the what's it called? The production modules? Productivity modules? Okay, so let's let's remove half of those. Now, only because it's receiving an extra signal of 1, it's not registering properly. So if I was to remove another half of it again, there you go, now it's requesting the productivity modules. So that's exactly how I need it to go. Let's make it 101. That way it just puts out a little bit more than what I demand of it. Either way, that works as I'm expecting it to. So a whole lot of memory for everything, really. Alright, and then I would take this signal and let's... So I'd be knocking out all of this. Yeah.
So I said no, it was supposed to be my pentakill. What did you do to me? I killed alone, 1, 2, 3 for champions. I can't believe you're trolling.
Alright, so I connect this up to this, and pretty much this is all I would have on site that's powered up. Okay, processing the information, just the filter to go, okay, this. Oh, all this compared to that. I've got several of these holding up memory at the other place. Oh. Alright, so then I would take the connection from here. I don't know whether it would be a green or a red wire, but let's go with green for now. And I just hook it up to, what is it, these ones? Wait, what's going on here? Ah, okay, it needs to be a red wire. Let's just fix this up. So, remove this. I just need to swap this around with a red wire. Up to the back of there, and that should be receiving everything now. Alright, so it's not going to be outputting anything for the moment, but when I tell it to output, say, a gear, it should be picking that up. So it's receiving an input signal of 1. There we go, it's saying 915. How many do I have in here? A lot more than that. Got some wires crossed somewhere. Oh. What is this connected to? Okay. I think I may have gotten some wires crossed somewhere. Pretty sure I pick up the signal from here. Oh, filter, don't fail me now. Should be able to pick up the gears. Oh, I screwed up. Because I didn't wire this right in the first place, I think. No, it's not outputting a gear signal, that's why. Okay, what am I looking for? Okay, let's grab the signal for this. There we go. We have that signal. That one. I think I can reduce this again. So let's wipe this out. Okay, and it's only picking out that signal because of all that filter area. I can reduce the size of this immensely. Alright, so if I worked it off only positive numbers, which is like the only real way of doing this anyway, because what would happen is that would that would reduce the size. So let's make a version of this that is capable of that. Alright, let's just copy this up and make it a double so I can just copy across. Right. Okay, so just cut off those ones. I just have to rewire this. Right, so if I got this right, that connects to there. Green connects to there. This connects to the back of that one. Okay, and let's just get this into position. Alright, and this would output the final. Right, so that makes it significantly smaller. It's just working off positive numbers rather than negatives. Right, and let's just make a copy of these ones here. Also a copy of these ones here, because they're going to get overwritten. And I just need one more to make a copy of this. Go. And from there, all I have to do is... Okay, so that fixed up the colors again. What was the other one? I did make a copy of that, didn't I? Yep, fixed up colors. Beautiful. That's the quick way of editing one of these. I guess the clean way I could go about this is just put this on the end here. Or not. A little bit too long. Is that everything hooked up? I think it is. Oh, let's move this over. Alright, beautiful. So we reduced the size of that and got a positive filter out of that. I'll be able to make a blueprint of that, add it to my circuits book, and eventually I'll put that circuits book online. Alright, that reduces the amount of combinators immensely. Okay. So I only need 3 of these to determine to turn all this on. Okay, so from there I would grab the red line. So I just got to hook that back up. Bring it down here, and it plugs into the back of that. This one plugs into the back of this. Oop, I screwed up. Alright, I accidentally put the addition onto the end there, so let's just fix it up. If I go across here and just say, turn it all to minuses, that should fix it. Alright, so that's outputting signal 1 for gears, and for the production circuits, I shouldn't have the gears outputting. Oh, this isn't hooked up to this. There we go, that should take gears off the menu. Okay, so gears have been removed. Okay, so everything's hooked up now. Yep, it's only detecting the chip. Beautiful. Okay, so from there I would just hook this up over to here. Okay, and this is saying anything greater than 0, it's going to connect the power. Once the power is connected, this also connects to down here to figure out how to craft it. Something's wrong here. That's not working the way it's supposed to. Alright, I think the problem of this is that it needs the signal to be one way. Fuck. also the problem is that yeah, so it's reading off itself. That's a problem. I need to widen this all. I'm gonna cut this off. Gonna have to remember where everything goes roughly. And also grab these and move them over. Now, to make a signal one way, it's pretty simple. Just place another one of the arithmetic combinators like this. Or you can use a decider one as well. And you just put this setup into it. Connect that to there. So this combinator over here will only input to this one and won't receive back. It's one of the main weaknesses of these these recipe combinators is that they go both ways. All right, to fix that up, so this connects to there. Skips over to this one as well. All right. Now just to hook everything else up, this you're connecting, that's why I had that there, connecting over to there, so it's giving me oh yeah, it received a lot of signals it wasn't meant to because of that screw up. Beautiful. So that will forever hold on to what it is it's meant to export now. Oh no. I'm going to have to set up a little circuit here as well to suit that. So I'll do that in a moment. What else? So this is meant to go into my threshold over here. Oh wait. Is it this that's meant to go in there? Oh, fudge. No, that's for setting what's going there. And this needs to get reset as well. Okay, this goes into the threshold and that goes across to there. I think that is pretty much set. Okay, so it's just requesting whatever it needs to make these. The only other bit I think is I got to connect this to that. Bingo. So now it's just requesting all the items that it needs to build these, and once it reaches enough, it'll stop. The only other thing is... No, all that stuff can stay in there while it's not being used. Now, to fix up this, I think it's a pretty simple manner. And the reason why I got it over here is so it'll have normal power all the time. So it doesn't lose what it's already got stored on there. So we're going to grab 2 going that way, 1 going this way. I think it's pretty simple. So each does not equal 0, output each 1. So each equal 2. Okay, and instead of this connecting over there in this reach, okay, beautiful. So what's happening is that I'm detecting what's inside of this and detecting what I want to pull out, and it's going to go with both. Okay, it's going to set because these can only detect 1 item at a time. So it's going to say, oh, only if I'm being told to take it out and the item's in there to take it out. Otherwise, it doesn't work properly. So if I was to put this in there, bang, it's out. Oh, okay. I think that is a working version and everything. Now let's experiment. So I'm gonna... Do I have that connected up? No, I don't. Let's connect it up. All it takes is for me to connect the logistics up. Okay, so now that's connected up. It's detecting all the ones that I got in here. So it's not going to turn on, it's not going to turn on, it should turn on now. No. Oh no, it's got 12 there, 14 there. Okay. Turn on now. What's going on? Oh. Because these are all set to passive provider, so it's detecting what's inside of these. That work? I'm a bit lost. $312. Where is he getting 312 from? I think what's going on is that it's it's detecting all the ones inside of the crafting combinators, which don't quite make sense. I have to be very careful of what I do with modules because, like, there's certain setups that don't accept modules, certain that do accept certain modules, and for some reason the crafting combinators do not put their modules back in when they're supposed to. Alright, so it looks like it's gone and reset everything. And it's got power, so it's detecting that it needs something. There we go. So if I was to put 413 in there, take it back out. Oh, I'm missing one. And let's make these all active provider for the modules. So if there's something that cannot accept modules in there, it will put it back into my storage system. Now I just got to figure it out for something like this. and also the whole reason I'm not using belts and stuff like that is because this it works faster when just doing inserters straight to a storage box. Inserters just make it a little bit slower. Alright, so that is all set up. I just gotta fix up this one. And like I'll clean this up over here a little bit more. Make things smaller so bots don't have to fly as far. Alright, so let's say I would go along here and just go, let's see. Ooh, there's an interesting way I could run this. I might fix that up. Yep, I'll fix that up into there pretty soon. I'll do it right now. Instead of having all the colors exactly, well, I will have the colors, but I will set it up so I can put any amount into here, and it will guesstimate where I want it. Right. Anyway, let's quickly just go over here and say that 10,000. So 10,000 was white. Not detecting any of that, so it's outputting 1 over there. So if I come over here, yeah, I haven't connected it up, have I? And I can remove this signal here. There you go, just picking that up. Alright, so I would grab this over here. Bit over here. Right, and you're grabbing a signal from over there. Don't know when the autosave worked for that. Worked just after I got that working, I think. Alright, so if I set this on find recipes, this on... You know what, let's remove this from the equation for now. Because that was causing a problem. So this is reading the ingredients. Let's quickly save this now. Creative. Okay, and where's... That's the recipe combinator, and we're going to say 3 products. Grab the red one from here. So it's picking up the products from that recipe. I think I'm going to have to make this one a little bit different. Okay, set recipes. So the idea is that these flotation cells, they output different different ones for everything. So I'm going to have to set it up so it can read what barrels it's making. So if I were to just connect that to that, setting a recipe. No. Oh, the red one, green one. Doesn't look like that's working. Another recipe combinator with green signal to it. Let's say 5. Alright, more like I'm gonna have to let's grab one again. Recipe combinator. 3 products. Red signal from here to here. So from there to there. So it's reading products. Okay, it's more along the lines that I'm probably gonna have to manually set this up. Alright, so a similar readout like this. Oh, do that, I actually needed that. And we're gonna say gonna skip that one there. Actually, I could skip this altogether, couldn't I? Just have that going there. There we go. Okay, just go 1. There we go. Nice. Right, same for this one. We just say 1. Alright, so we would put this in here, all the possibilities that we could get out of this. So I think there's chloric, and there's one more, nitric. So go green from there to there. Let's connect that one and go red from there. Okay, that's outputting that. And how do I match that up with, say, the barrel version? Or can I... Let's quickly save this again, because this is possibly where things are screwing up. Alright, connect that to that. Saying find recipes? No. Okay, so it's not liking liquid recipes. What if I got it to find products? Good products. Okay, so that's not working. Alright, I got an idea on how to work this. So this I would all have to set up manually for each of these liquid versions, but at least it's a quick and easy setup, I guess. Okay, so we copy this across into how I've got those there. So we're going to say we're going to say this one is 0, 1, 2, 3, and we match them up with the barrels by doing this. Where's the barrels? Oh, actually, I need a gap in between them, otherwise we could have problems. Okay, and what was the second one? That was Flork. Sorry. And make that 3. Now, the reason why I'm getting them put onto different numbers is because, like, they equal the same thing. Ooh. Wait, I don't know if I can say each equals... Oh, no. I can say each that equals each. I think. What was this middle one? Or... a 7. So when something comes through here, it will add additional 1 to one of these, making it the same number as this. Okay, and then we're going to have this up here connecting. And I know it's messy. I'm just running this. I disconnected it. I'm just running this through, and then I'll clean it up once I've figured it out. Okay, so we're going to say, what was it? Each that equals... Oh no. Any that equals... Oh no. Everything that equals new. Okay, so I can't do that. Alright, new plan. Like, this is one way I can do it. Okay, and we just wipe out these ones. Each that equals 1. Wait, any that equals 1 output. What was it? So that one was the sulfuric wastewater. Okay, copy these across, and we're going to say 3, 5, and 7. Now there isn't any other recipes, is there? Okay, so that's spitting out, I think, fluoric, sulfur, nitric. Okay, beautiful. So it's only 4 of these, but there could be other recipes that involves many different ones. Chloric, chloric. Oh wait, this one was fluoric and the other one was chloric. And the last one was nitric. Alright, beautiful. And that I would connect to the back of these. So at the moment it should be spitting out. Oh, I've got to say 1. There we go. That's why I wasn't spitting out the signal. So right now it's only spitting out the sulfur signal and none of the others. So if I was to set this for a different signal, so let's remove this, and we're going to say rubite, so 10,000. Okay, so it should set up for that now. Oh, it's still stuck on the other one. Let's quickly reset this, because it's whining because it hasn't got it. Okay. So it switched over to the rubite, so the nitric should be spitting out. Beautiful. Okay, that's working as planned. And then what I would do is from those connections, connect all those up. Let's bring this quickly over here, see if this works. So that should be setting... It's not setting the recipe on this. It's not setting the recipe for that. Yeah, that is a problem. I can't change the recipe on the barrelers. Am I sure about this? I can't change the recipe on the barrelers. Like, I've been able to change the recipes on so many other things. Let's quickly check that the recipe is working on the hydro. Set recipes. Okay, that was interfering with it. Okay, so I can set recipes for that. The other thing I haven't even tested out too is to see if I can actually use pipes for more than one liquid. Okay, so let's grab this. And I'm going to need some power over here. That's not optimal. Okay. Oh, didn't connect. There we go. And I'm going to need some barrels. Let's just grab the ones that we're working with at the moment. Oh, I got them empty. And you guys around. And you guys are filling. No. Whoops. Filling barrels. Okay, and that's the other thing I need. I need empty barrels. Where's my barrels? Oh, fuck, I did it again. Alright, so what I'm going to do is put sulfuric wastewater in there, and then put fluoric. So that's interfered with that. That in there, that in there. None of it's connected properly. Oh. Oh. So it looks like I can use pipes for more than one liquid as long as I drain them out first. And why aren't they being drained out? Ran out of barrels. How did you run out of barrels? Where did all the extra barrels go? Alright, beautiful. Now that can work. Now you just got to figure out how I'm going to go about this then. Guess I'm going to have to put the barrels separate to everything else, the export ones. So just a similar setup to what I've got down there, and then when it switches over to different fuck. When it switches over to different materials, I don't want it getting jammed up. That's the problem. Like, if the whole thing stops, there's no point to this. So I do a similar thing to what I've got here. Okay, and probably have a separate in and out chests and stuff like that for barrels and everything. The thing is, if it just switches over to different setup instantly, right after it's finished off one, it's gonna get jammed up with all the liquid that's still in the pipes. Even with pumps, I can't guarantee it. Sorry, just trying to think of how to do this. All right, all right. I guess I would have to set it up with a bunch of non-return valves and pumps, and I would have to change how this is designed a bit. So let's knock this one a little bit differently. Yeah, I know I've got a bit of a weird setup here, but it works. It will work. So that connects up to there. I just got to move these back one. Once I do that, I'm pretty sure I can fix this up a lot nicer. And yes, it's still a mess. So that one's already set up, this one's just going to move. I also can run this a little bit cleaner, I think, with all the pipes. So, turn this around, this round, round. Damn it. And yes, I have the pipes weaving in and out. That way I've got it able to connect up a lot easier. Okay, so across there. Bring it out to that edge, and that, like that. Okay, so that's all in a star pattern. Yep, that's looking clean. What else should I do? Like, the reason why I've got everything so crowded in is so I can reach it with the arms and stuff. I'm able to remove those now. This touches all four. Alright, so what I would do is, can I set it up for... Alright, what if I did... Okay, so let's put this 2 up. Actually, let's go across here first. Come out there. No. I can't make up the mind. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Because I don't want it taking up too much room. I'm going to have a pump going in there, so it goes one way only. And I'm going to have several other pumps going around, forcing everything and going into this direction. So that way I'm not wasting anything. Okay, a pump there. Actually, wait. Yeah, because this only has one output. This can work if I've got bloody... It can work if I had an extra input. How do I set that up? Alright, so what if I set it up so... I don't think there's a straw big enough for that, mate. No, I just have very controversial conversations with my friends, and sometimes sometimes it just goes into the inappropriate area where I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I just want to deny knowing you people. Alright, I think I figured out how to do this. Let's, Alright, so I'm going to have one in the middle here, one on this side, and one on this side. Now, the whole idea of that middle one is to detect what liquid is inside of it. Okay, and to store it if it's not to store it if the other one's full. And from there I can have one of these going out, one of these going out. Alright. And these other ones here, so these ones are pumping straight into these other ones that are just barreling it. And over here, we'll have this one only pumping out if I got the wrong liquid in here. So they're to detect the other liquids that I'm not supposed to have in there. And that way, this should all actually work. that is a really, really good material. Do not knock it back. Alright, so what? I would have this one over here. No, not pouring out, pouring in. Barreling up. Okay, chloric. Chloric and... Seriously, it all sounds like a rhyming game here. Alright, is that all correct? Yeah, I'm running a shitload of mods. Okay, so this is my creative world. I'm just working out my new system because my main world has all gone very slow. It's lost its tick rate. So I'm trying to fix it up in a way that I'm not running all these combinators, because this is my old way of doing things, and it's causing problems. This is my new way, sort of. So that way, each one of these will only require this many combinators rather than all of that. It has driven me nuts with how slow it is moving right now. Okay, so I would say I need 2 of these here, 2 of these here, and I think another 2 here and here. So this one will be constantly on. These for on for certain parameters. So greater than 0. What we got here? No, this side. That's greater than 0 output. Let's just say red. Okay, copy that across. Chloric, under plate, chloric. Okay, then we've got fluoric. Oh, fuck me up. You know it's bad when you can remember all the names, Nitric. Alright, so red, 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 red. Just connect these up with that one. So if red greater than 0, that's how it enables it. Okay, same settings for all of these. Now we're going to copy these two across to here so that if the liquids meant for this side end up in here by accident, this pump will come on. That way I don't have anything jamming up. Did I set this side up? Yes. I guess the only last step for this would be to set up all the logistics network stuff for it. But I'll leave that for now. I guess I wouldn't need any of this though. Yeah, well, that's the whole point. I want to make it more complicated. No one wants a boring game. No, to be honest, I've never actually completed Factorio. I've never fired a rocket, which is weird. I've always just got stuck on making things bigger and better. Wait, am I not receiving power? Damn it. Don't want to use one of those. And even then, that one's not receiving power. Fucking hell. Well, you always got to need one of those. Alright, so that removes all that need. What else do I need? I need to hook all these stuff up. That was not a green connection. One is red over to there. Just skip over that. Done. Remove that. I need the inventory from that. Actually, now that I've got things... I can't really move things around, can I? Alright, let's do a quick move around then. Do I want this inside? I'm doing all the barreling out here. There's no reason I should have that inside. And let's also fix up all of these. Wait, is that the crafting one? That's the crafting one, isn't it? Alright, I think these are positioned as well as I can get them. Is this in the center? I don't think so. Alright, with that, I should be able to place one of these up the top there and one of these down the bottom. And that leaves me a gap in between there and between there. It also means I can get rid of most of these connections, but not all. No, gonna still need these two. So those two will go into there. Oh, needed that for this side as well. Alright, now let's connect this all into here. That won't reach at all. Fortunately, that will. Just go none on that. I'm gonna need inventory sensor. That connects over to here. How do I have this hooked up? So then we have a green one that goes over to these ones. I got no room because I spaced everything out correctly. But okay, so we go from there to there to there. Hook up this to that. Over to here. Connect this over to that, and this one goes over to here, and beautiful. Alright, I think that would actually be functioning. Except for one bit that I cut off. This. Which I would have to reorder. And what is this used for? Alright, so if I were to... Wait. Okay, I've got that one connecting across down to there. Instead, connect it there. Okay, red from there to there. Green to there. Right, that should fix that up. That would output anything that's not meant to be in there. Wait a second. Ah, that's right. No, that's fine. It's requesting a whole bunch of stuff that's not meant to be in there because of the previous settings. I would just have to grab a red wire, go like this, fix it. Bingo. So it's just requesting stuff that it can't really use. There we go. Crushed rubite. The only other problem is the extra materials coming out as well. Alright, because I've got this set up a little bit differently, I'm going to have to cut that off from there. I think run it from here. Don't know where it's getting. Because I'm giving it negative values. I would have to include an extra one here. Right, so it's reading all the extra stuff that it would have to output. And I would have to do similar setups to this one rather than the other one for any other machines. And on top of that, like the other machines too would have different versions of this up the top as well. Like there's a whole bunch of extra outputs and inputs. Oh god, I wouldn't be able to do the blast furnaces at all. I think because I can't set the recipes. That would suck. Because they have different, all different inputs, and they got all different outputs, and the inputs for input for this one at least is just one thing. Changing the input would be bloody crazy. Not to mention having to drain the pipes and everything. It wouldn't work. Now, well, let's just make sure all the pipes are heading in one direction. Get a sec. How is this connecting over here? Not. Oops. Have to figure that out. Oh dear God. Screwed up somewhere.
Would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can run, and we can.
I don't know why I'm wasting all those underground pipes. They cost a lot more than the little extra room that I'm gaining from that. I guess that's the only way I can go about it. Fuck. I really can't set up... That really sucks. I guess it's not your run-of-the-mill machine, is it?
Keep falling one by one, while sparks and flames explode on us. It's too late to call for help or ring.
Alright, I'm gonna be jumping off now. Gonna be working on this during a break of some sort. It's starting to mind boggle me. Because, like, I've hit this brick wall. I want to get it done. But I guess there's not much I can do about it for the liquid stuff. I guess I could always just keep these setups for the liquid stuff. And probably tame it in a bit. But setups like this one and the 2x2 assemblers, yeah, most definitely I'll be able to work with that. When I get around to it. I'll see you guys later.